Hello everybody, it is once again time for another episode of the For Honor Hero School, and today we're gonna shank at some people. Yep, it is finally time for the much asked for Peacekeeper video, because I don't know, people just really want to see others bleed out. And who better to, show us how to bleed people than the wonderful Durandal Craft. Durandal, thank you so much for taking your time to record this video.
Yes, of course. I'm glad to be here.
Nice. So, for the people who have not been shanked by you yet, Durandal, could you please tell us what exactly is your experience with, the game For Honor and the Peacekeeper, of course, and why exactly did you choose the Peacekeeper as your character of choice over any of the other 11, pretty cool classes?
Yeah, for sure. My experience with For Honor is I started playing the closed alpha in September. The next test I played was the closed technical test, and following that, the closed beta and the open beta. So I have a lot of hours into the games already. Why I play the Peacekeeper? She's a really strong hero. She's I would believe to be a high skill cap hero. I like it that she can also adapt to any situation, whether it's a duel or a team game. And those are some of the reasons why I like her.
Nice. Okay. So, but I also heard someone tell me, and I think it was actually you who told me, shameless plugger that you are, that you actually have a really cool YouTube channel called the For Honor Fight Club, which apparently you can see right above your head right now and can click to check it out, where you actually make videos that go really in deep about mechanics and numbers and so on of the game. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. For Honor Fight Club is a small group consisting of some of the best players in the community, and what we do is we're trying to get into the competitive scene of this game. So you'll see us in tournaments. You'll see us with the videos breaking down a lot of the mechanics, like you said, of the heroes, and even just how we do in tournaments, how we do well in them, team fights, duels, and things like that.
Nice. So that sounds really good. And for you viewers out there, I would definitely recommend you to check that out because I did, and I actually just learned something in just the first minute. Now, Durandal, at this point though, let's get back to our video. You ready to show us your moves?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's jump right in. And here we are once more in the courtyard of the hero school, and Durandal is about to show us the basic moveset of the Peacekeeper, kind of like her bread and butter attacks and techniques. Because, I mean, let's be honest, I'm holding two swords in my hands, but I have absolutely no idea how to use them. So, Durandal, could you, show us the basic moveset of everything the Peacekeeper can do?
Definitely. The first one that I really like is a light, light, heavy combo, and I'll show that here.
All right. So, pretty simple, light, light, heavy. Okay.
Okay, and the next one that I like is just a basic two-hit combo. It's a light and a heavy.
All right. Light and a heavy.
And then the third one is a double heavy combo.
Okay, I see that at least in the combo department so far, I'm not going to have any problems remembering this.
Yes, and just keep in mind, these, especially the first one, is the foundation of the Peacekeeper. You have to keep this in mind moving forward.
Nice, okay, I'll keep that in mind once we get to the bit more advanced stuff then.
All right, some other things that I could definitely talk about is her zone attack. This is one of my main moves that I use to enter or deal damage, interrupt, kind of a utility to move if I have to, okay?
Okay.
Here is the zone attack. I'll do the full zone attack.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's a two-hitter zone attack. Oh,
That's
sorry.
right, it's a two-hitter zone attack.
Okay, my usual way of doing the zone attack does not actually work with her here. There we go.
Yes, that's right. You press it at the same time. Now, this is also pretty basic and well known, but the zone attack can be cancelled.
Oh yeah, that's what I did just there, where I pressed heavy and then immediately light attack. All right.
That was my mistake there. This is the zone attack. Cancel. There you go.
Oh.
So you hit cancel right after the first one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Didn't want to do it for me here. Give me one more try. I'm
Sure.
not a professional like you. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, and it's normal for the mistakes of that to happen because that button press is actually a heavy light. That's a heavy light, right? So
Yeah.
when you are not used to just doing that, which is both buttons at the same time, light and heavy, that
Yeah.
can happen.
Oh yeah. Because I sometimes I press like heavy light very quickly to throw it out because of the controller I'm using. So oh yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense to me though. Okay, so that's her zone attack. Does
Okay.
she have
No,
something she can do out of a sprint?
she can. She's got, and I'll show you this. One of her main gap closers is the top lunge attack. So
Oh,
that
okay.
move
So
is a forward dash heavy.
a forward dash heavy. Oh wow, that has a lot of range. Okay.
Yeah. And the next move is actually a side dash heavy.
Oh, okay. So same principle, just I dash to the side instead of. Oh, okay. I didn't quite get the timing, but there we go. I dash to the
There you
side.
go.
Okay. And what about like an actual attack out of her sprint? Does she have that as well?
Um, she has a guard break out of her sprint.
Oh, she has a guard break out of her sprint. So she doesn't do like other classes. She doesn't do like a heavy or something directly out of a sprint. Oh no, she just stops. But a
That's
guard
right.
break. Could you show that real quick?
Yes, I can show that. And this is a big one actually. So her distance on a guard break, while you're not locked on somebody and sprinting at him, is huge.
Oh wow, yeah, you just slid straight into me.
And
Oh, okay, I almost got you there, but let's try it one more time. Oh wow, yeah, okay. I'm just sliding into you there.
yeah. And let me just see if I can make that extend out a little more. Side.
Oh, okay. You're just
So
teleporting now.
exactly. And the key is not to lock on at all.
Nice. Okay, I'll try that like. Yeah.
There you go.
So wait, let me try that if I actually lock on. Okay, she just stops. So yeah. Okay, all right. Okay, Durandal, so thank you so much for showing us all of the basic moves, but, let's get a little bit into a speciality, and we already talked about it earlier. The shanking, the bleeding, Durandal. I need to see some blood, and I think all of the viewers want as well. So, can you tell us everything that has to do with the Peacekeeper bleeding, and how you use her bleed attacks, and in which situations they're, like more effective or less effective?
Yeah, of course. I'll start with just a basic guard break into bleed. So
Okay.
you can do here is you can guard break into 3 stabs.
Oh, all right, okay. I know this one. I think almost everybody has experienced those then.
Exactly. One thing to note with that move is the timing. Don't do it too fast. Don't do it too slow. You just can count 1, 2, 3 to get each stab in.
Hmm.
Keep in mind that you don't have to do every stab. So, for example,
Oh, you just
1.
did one stab. Okay.
Yeah.
So just do like one stab. All right.
Okay, and then 1, 2.
1, 2. By the way, if people are wondering why we're suddenly dying, it's because the bleed damage actually doesn't count into the no damage rule of the custom game settings. So at some point or another, Durandal, or probably me, are going to bleed out, and we'll have to reset all of this. But, we'll bear with it for you.
Yeah, for sure. So the reasons why it's good to do 1, 2, or 3 bleeds, or at least be aware that not doing 3 bleeds is always the correct option, is because sometimes when you're close to your walls or surroundings, like the wagon right here,
Okay.
you can actually do more damage by applying other moves and other bleeds. For example, I can do 2 bleeds, throw you against the wall. I'll show you this.
Okay. Oh.
And then follow up with that move. So throwing someone against the wall creates a stagger enough for you to do the top lunge attack like we saw earlier,
Right.
and do even more damage.
Would it create enough stagger to get a normal standing heavy attack in?
I don't even know, but I would say don't even go for that because once you land the top lunge attack, you actually get a follow-up bleed right away. So
Oh,
once
alright.
that hit confirms, you hit light right after, and that's the most damage you can get.
Oh, okay. Could you show that off real quick?
Yeah. So into the wall.
Right. Only this time you did it without the 2 steps beforehand, which you showed off. So you can just throw me into a wall, do the lunge attack with the follow-up, or you can stab me once or twice, throw me into the wall, then do the lunge attack with the follow-up.
Exactly.
Nice.
And it's not just walls that you can use. For example, if you're in a Dominion game or elimination game, you can get one bleed like this, and actually throw your opponent into someone else. And this actually works pretty well. If you try this out or practice it with some friends, it actually helps get yourself into safety.
Oh, sorry. That was not what I wanted to do. Ah, didn't do the follow-up there, but I got the basic idea down.
Yes, and just to clarify that, for that, it's just you have to actually aim the other way like you're trying to throw them behind you. So guard break, aim the other way, and then hit guard break again.
All right. There we go.
Okay. So that's how you can use bleed through the actual guard breaks to deal more damage or get yourself to safety. And just keep in mind, if you only have stamina for one bleed or 2 bleeds, or maybe you're in danger because someone else is coming to get you, just do the one bleed and step out.
Yeah. I
Because
mean, it's damage,
bleed is
isn't
still
it?
fatal.
Yeah. And it's guaranteed damage out of a guard break, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Now
Okay.
that
The other
reminds me, sorry to interrupt you there real quick, but if I do this guard break, is the stab the only thing she can do, or can she do other things out of the guard break as well?
Yeah, so for example, if you get a guard break, see if you can block your left side here.
I tried, but
Yeah. So that could be an attack. See if you can block the top.
yeah.
That one you can block, right? So see if you can block your right.
Oh, I can. Okay.
Okay, you did. Okay. So see if you can block your left again.
Yeah, it was probably just me being too slow because I forgot that she
There you go.
doesn't have a block. Okay, so you can't
Yeah.
get a heavy in, you can only get the stabs in. All right, okay.
Okay. Another way to apply a bleed is a move that is called riposting stab. And how you do that is a heavy light.
All right, we had that earlier in the basic moveset. Yeah, okay.
That's right. This is a quite interesting move. I don't use this too often, but definitely never forget about it because it's good to mix into your combos. And just remember, it's a bleed, right? Um, if you do it, it's a good way to keep someone away, especially if you spam it at the end of a combo if they're guard breaking and kind of push them away and apply a bleed.
Does the stab, like the bleed stab, does it always come from the same direction that you started the heavy from?
That's correct. It comes from the same direction, so you got to be mindful of that.
Ah, okay, right.
Other than that, the move of the side dash heavy attack can also be followed up with a light attack if you hit the timing correct, and that move is a bleed, and I'll show you that.
Ah, all right, that's side dash, yeah. So I side dash heavy and then do the follow-up with the light attack. So side dash. Oh wait, oh, that was too slow. The timing on that is a little trickier than I expected. Ah,
Yes.
come here, you. There we go. Oh, no follow-up. Okay. There we go. Okay. So actually, pretty like good timing that you need here on the Peacekeeper to get those follow-ups.
Exactly, and in the heat of battle, when someone's trying to shoulder charge you or do something else, you have to be on point because sometimes you'll just end up doing that, and you'll be hard to do the follow up. So
Yeah.
just remember, when you're doing this, always be ready to follow up.
Yeah, and even with the timing for the dashes, you have to be careful, or else you'll just stand there and swing like a slow heavy attack.
Exactly. Okay, I think that's most of the bleed mechanics there. Just being aware that you can use your surroundings, that you can compound it, and of course, once they're low and they're almost about to die from bleed, you can always disengage and let them die.
Okay, so you showed us how to bleed people, and you showed us the basic moveset and everything, but I've noticed while trying out the side dash attacks and so on that she is a really nimble character, and her dashes seem really good to me. So could you maybe talk about her like movement, her evasive movement in both offense and defense?
Yeah, for sure. Her evasive movement is huge here. For example, if I'm out of stamina, which I'll get out of stamina using some zone attacks here, you can see that my dash is the same speed as if I'm in full stamina. Specifically, my
Wow.
forward dash is the same.
Oh yeah, wow, okay. And that is a huge forward dash as well. Like I'm basically covering that entire wagon on the side there next to us.
Exactly. I always estimate that myself to maybe 20% more than anyone else, any other class, any other assassin. That forward dash is huge.
It is, yeah.
Okay. Now, the other thing you can include here is, let's just say you're in full stamina. This only works when you're in full stamina and you're dashing. You can let go of the lock on and you can actually start to roll. So,
Oh yeah, okay. And then just
okay.
sprint away, I take it. So I just go like tuck, tuck, and then just sprint away.
Right. Doing that will pretty much make you safe against anybody, any character. The fastest lunge attacks, whether it's from the Valkyrie or whatever, some of this stuff is never really going to catch you. And keep in mind, though, that you do need some open space to do it. So if you're in a
Yeah.
small map, you may have to actually go past them. Okay?
Ah, by letting go of the lock on. Yeah, okay. So I can
Exactly. And
dash towards them, let go, and thereby pass them. Nice. Okay. That's really
yeah.
good to know.
And the one thing that rolling does, it kind of gets you out of sticky situations. It's hard to guard break people out of that. It's hard to just follow up and attack people
Yeah.
out of rolls.
I guess a lot of people get kind of caught off by you suddenly rolling, you know, like forward because that's normally not what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't do it too much because a lot of people people get used to patterns. So if
Yeah.
you roll and then stop and someone times a lunge attack and you're in distance and you misjudged it, it can be fatal. But if you're up close to somebody like a warden against a wall and they're doing a shoulder bash mix up, just get out of there.
Oh, makes sense to me.
Yeah. Another thing I could say is that if you're disengaging someone and you're like, oh man, he's catching up. I don't know if I could do it. What you can do is do one dash, forward dash, turn around, face the other way, and now you can dash forward the opposite way at a faster speed.
Wait, so I let go of the lock on and then... Oh, I
Yes.
see.
And if you get really good at this, and let's say you do this, turn around, walk, and then right away get into forward dash, it works really well.
That's pretty crazy. So I let go of the lock on, do the roll, and then I basically just
There
dash
you
away.
go.
Nice. Wow, I can cover
Beautiful.
like... Let me try this like in this direction. So I go backwards, let go, turn this, and then... Well, in this case I'm locked on to you because you're standing there, but I can see how that's working. Wow, you can
Yeah, and
cover like in crazy distances like that really fast.
exactly, and it's just from my screen, just when you did that, it's kind of scary because then your end is like distance that, oh my gosh, I have to be ready for your attacks, right?
Yeah.
And the last thing I would say is remember that that's not the only options. If you create space, you do one roll maybe, and they're still close, face them and look at them because you may have full stamina now, and they've drained all their stamina trying to catch up to you. Now is the time to punish.
Right, because you don't actually lose stamina from dodging, so while you're dodging, you're actually refilling your stamina.
Yes, and that's a huge aspect of the Peacekeeper. Keep that in mind.
Alright, that is huge. Thank you. Okay, so dashing, bleeding, lots of stuff with her swords and so on, but I feel there's a little more here, Durandal. I feel you haven't quite gotten into the meat of it yet. So could you talk about how you use all of her tools to create some like advanced combos for her?
Yes, this is the good stuff, the fun
Nice.
stuff, the stuff that makes her scary. Okay. I'll start off with just expanding on some of the basic combos. And how I do that is I add feints. Feints are very scary on a Peacekeeper. This is how I make entries into players, defensive players, open them up. Okay.
Okay.
The first move I'll go over is a light, light, heavy feint. So if you go light, light, heavy. Oh,
Hmm.
I didn't feint that in time. Light, light, heavy feint.
All right.
Awesome. Okay. So from that, you can choose any option, really. I mean, you can go back into light. So light, light.
Oh, that was a really incredibly fast follow-up from that light after the feint there. So light, light, heavy, feint, light, light. Wow, okay.
Exactly. And keep in mind, you can actually change the directions of all these lights. So you can go that side, so you can go to the one side, then you can go up.
Oh
You can
yeah,
go
of
from the,
course.
right? And you can go one side to the other side. Beautiful. And why that's important is because her second light almost feels like it's just way faster. That one.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that, yeah. Well, this is scary. So basically, I'm paying the stamina for the heavy feint to be able to pretty much have 4 light attacks with pretty much no pause in between.
Yeah. And I mean, look how much stamina even a heavy takes,
Yeah,
right? It's not
yeah.
too much, right?
It's definitely pretty
So
good,
if
yeah.
yeah, exactly. So now, if you really, let's say they're blocking everything, and it's hard to get into them. What I do is I start with the zone attack cancel, and I go into light. So
Ah, okay. So in this case, with zone attack cancel, you mean that because the zone attack is 2 hits, you're letting the first hit of the zone attack go off and then feint directly after that.
yeah,
So
faint and right away go into a top light or a side light.
nice. So zone attack, cancel, light, light. Okay.
Yeah, that was really good. It's just that came all from the same side. Try to
Oh yeah,
zone
yeah.
attack and then come from the top.
Okay.
Beautiful. That is what makes it scary, when the indicators come from all different sides. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what else you can add there is you can add the zone attack at the end. So, you know what I mean? As in, you can essentially do anything with the Peacekeeper when you're in someone's face. So, you can go light, light, heavy, cancel, zone attack, light, light.
Okay, so light, light, heavy, cancel, zone attack, no stamina. All right, okay. But yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and see right there, the zone attack that you did, you let that last one go through, which yes, you can do that. Sometimes it tracks when someone's getting away. You can read their movements and you can let that track a little bit. But a
Right.
lot of the times, you really want to practice to cancel it, even mid combos, right?
All right, yeah, makes
Cancel it.
sense.
I ran out of stamina there, but
Okay, I'm pretty sure I fainted there, but give me a sec here. So light, light. Ah, okay. That was me not pressing both at the same time, I guess. But I get the
yeah,
general gist, yeah.
yeah, for sure. And then you can add in this move, the stab, the bleed that
Like
we
I
looked
just
at earlier.
accidentally did, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you go light, light, heavy, light, light. And I did the zone attack accidentally instead of the bleed.
Yeah, but
But
also
you
something you can do. That was 6 hits just now that you just did.
exactly, yeah. And just to blow your guys' mind away, and just before I go into this last one, which is it is difficult to pull off, but if you practice it and you're in the zone,
Okay.
it's quite doable. I mean, I'm doing this in high tier play in one-on-one duels at whatever the case is. So I'll show you. I'll explain it first. What the move is going to be any entry that you've decided, whether it's going to be a light, heavy into another mix, any other lights, or if it's the double light, heavy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be whatever gets you to the lowest stamina. Okay, see, look at the stamina, right?
Yeah, it's just gone, yeah.
Okay. But at the end, what you want to do is you want to do the zone attack like this. And how many indicators did that show?
Like 2? Yeah, it showed one on the left and then went into one on the right.
Okay, now watch this.
Oh, top to the right. Okay.
Okay. So how you do that is you press light and heavy really fast, but you have to press heavy. Sorry, you have to press light first. So light, heavy, and then cancel. Again?
Did that work or?
Yep, that worked. So now what that showed is 2 indicators, but it goes into the zone attack. And so when you add that into this,
Oh boy, okay, yeah, you just attacked 2 times from the left, then it looked like you were attacking a third time, but it was actually your zone attack on the right.
Yeah. And good luck
Alright.
blocking that.
Yeah, good luck with that, yeah, indeed.
It's just that it is hard to get used to, but it's definitely doable, and you don't have to be an amazing PK. You just have to practice it a few times.
Yeah. Now, at this point, we should probably give out a disclaimer, though, that this might in fact be something that the developers did not intend or intended, and it might
Right.
actually get changed, right?
The double indicators.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't got any wording on that from the developers that if it's intended or not. But at this point, I would not worry about it too much
Right.
because it's on all or most characters.
Right.
And it may be intended. There are other moves that are similar to it. Getting a little bit off topic, but on the Warden, where you can do all types of crazy feints, and those might be glitches. But something like this, keep it in the back of your mind, but you can still practice it.
Yeah, so don't like build your entire game around it, but use it while it's available.
Exactly. And if you really want, you can just use it as an entry.
Oh yeah, that
See
works.
what
Yeah,
they
of
do.
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially against assassins, I take it, because like of their guard not being able to like be everywhere immediately.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And then the last thing, or not the last thing, there's many more other things, but one of the other important things is if you're having a hard time getting the lights in, and let's say they're just really good at blocking,
Not
whatever
like
the
me.
case is,
Yeah.
what you can do is you can throw an attack with an attack in the air, like that, and then follow up holding forward with the second attack.
Oh.
Right? Okay. And then and then what you can do is you can play around with that.
I see.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah, I get where you're coming from with that. Like you basically whiff and then you suddenly just like jump into them. Yeah,
Exactly.
okay.
And and the whole point of this, I can sit here and show every like 6, 7 combos and crisscross all the lights and heavies, but just keep in mind it's just throwing the odd feint in there, keeping the lights going, using the zone attack, and yeah, just remember you don't have to do like 2 lights always. You can do 1 light,
Hmm.
right?
So basically what you're saying is that the Peacekeeper's ability with, coupled with feints and coupled with like zone attack cancel and so on, is that you can kind of make these combos up as you go almost. Like you're giving us examples, but it's not like we have to follow these button presses and there's nothing else.
Exactly. You read your opponent more so than worry about set combos.
Right.
Practice a basic one or like the main one, like
Yeah.
that. And then you can just evolve and advance. Like for example, like what I did there was a light. Oh, sorry. It's going to be a light, and then I'm going to do a heavy, and then I'm going to dodge. Set up.
Oh, so you feinted and then dodged. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
like, so far you've been using the heavies basically exclusively to feint with, to like string light attacks together.
Yes.
Is it because the heavies are actually useless, or do you have any uses for the heavies as well?
Good question. They're actually not useless. This comes into just mixing everything up again. So, for example, if someone's getting used to that and they're getting risky, let the heavy go.
Right,
Let that go. And
because they think you're going to feint it anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where that's something I'm practicing at right now is finding out when you can let the heavies go, because if you do,
Oh, there's that
get
follow-up
that.
step. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so we're getting quite deep into the Peacekeeper here, and it's quite interesting things you can do. But yeah, like you said, it's about kind of the feint game, and her neutral game.
Nice. Yeah.
Beautiful, yeah. And because sometimes people are going to try to guard break you, or who knows, right? They might try to dodge. And if you really want to get crazy with it, if they're really blocking everything, get your guard breaks in there.
Oh, like feint into guard break. Yeah, yeah. You might when they try to when they try to like parry your feint, you might actually grab them at the wind up of the heavy, right, where they can't tech out of it.
Yes, that's something difficult to land, but it's definitely rewarding if you can get used to doing
Yeah,
that.
I bet, I bet.
And keep in mind, you can also do this soft feint, which is a heavy into just a guard break. So all I'm pressing here is a heavy, and then I'm pressing the guard break.
Oh, okay. You can cancel a heavy with a guard break? Wait, I probably
Yes.
have to do it earlier? Oh, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
wow. You're
Wow.
becoming too powerful already.
I'm noticing. I have become deaf, bleeder of men. This is this is pretty crazy. All right. Okay. So of course that means you can actually incorporate that because it's a soft feint. You can actually incorporate that into your combos without actually having to press the heavy feint button. So I could go like light, light, heavy, and then oh well. Okay. Of course I can't because
Actually,
I'm a newbie. But yeah.
just one sec. Just with that, I think if you're in mid chain, you might not be able to
No,
soft
I
feint it.
actually
Let me
just
try.
tried. I actually just tried. You're not able to. Yeah.
You can't.
So you have to
So
throw a heavy and then do it. All right.
exactly. But you can also wait a second, see what they do, and do that.
Yeah.
Because if they're dodging, then that's a good way to catch them. Look at that.
Yeah.
I dodged, and you got me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Talking about dodges just now, I mean, she has the side attacks with the follow-ups, and she has the lunge forward with the follow-ups. How do you incorporate that into your combos?
Yeah, those you have to be really careful. The lunge forward can be blocked easily and parried, like if I do it to you.
Yeah,
You can
because it
block
always
it
comes from
and
the top, right?
yeah, and same with these ones, they can be blocked and parried. So if you keep doing this over and over, and someone what they're gonna do is they're gonna feint and they're gonna wait for you to do it, and then they're gonna parry. They're gonna parry your side.
Yeah.
Okay. How you use that is more so like a defensive play. If you find that someone's going with a shoulder bash, any animation of shoulder bash or a headbutt, right away you just spam that move.
Right, because they even if they cancel the shoulder bash into a guard break, it won't actually work on you because you're throwing an attack, right?
Yes, it overrides it. What it does, sometimes I found that what it does not override is just a straight up guard break. So try to guard break me and I'll react. Okay, do it again.
Oh, sorry.
I'll try to almost predict it. It might not even work. No. Go again. It's really hard. It's really hard to react to that even.
Yeah.
Let's just see if, even if you count down, you go 3, 2, 1 guard break, I'll try to predict it.
3, 2, 1 guard break.
Look at that.
Yeah,
I went
yeah.
into the move, but you still get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I still got you right there. Yeah, so 3, 2, 1 guard break. Yeah, I still got you. Okay.
Try it one more time.
Okay, one more time. 3, 2, 1 guard break. Ah, okay, I was
Oh, I
actually
was
too
out
far
of
away
range.
there. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
3, 2, 1 guard break. Yeah, okay, wow. So the timing is extremely tight. Like you can't guarantee it. You can't guarantee
I mean, exactly. I mean, I'm going off of being an experienced Peacekeeper player. I'm going off of your cue, your sound cue more so than animations. It's something really hard to do. So be careful with that, and use that move, which is the side dash attack, sparingly and more so defensively.
Nice.
Okay. Other than that, for those dash attacks, oh yeah, the one thing is that you can actually, not a lot of people know this, is that once you throw a heavy, you can dash out of it.
Oh? Oh yeah. So I can I can cancel it basically. It has to be right at the start though, I noticed. Like if I wait just a little bit too long, it doesn't work.
Exactly. Yeah. But that can be really good. For example, you can do something like this. If they're getting really aggressive, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna feint. I'm gonna throw the heavy. I'm gonna dodge backwards, and I'm gonna re-enter. Oh, set up.
Bit too much. Oh, that was like with a zone attack?
Yeah, I re-entered with the zone attack.
Okay,
So feint, dodge back.
Oh yeah, and then of course like I would have to feint it, yeah. Alright. I take it I can also go heavy, lunge back, lunge... Oh, okay, that was... Yeah, I was trying to do the lunge forward, but instead she rolled. So heavy, go... Wait. Heavy, go backwards, go forwards, do the lunge attack. So that would work as well.
Yes, that would work well. Good point right there. That's a really good one because if someone gets too aggressive, that whole move, that just gets you a free 1, 2,
follow
right?
up. Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
So, Yeah, and so that's a lot of her. I call it the like the neutral game where you're up close, and you can start doing this. It's kind of funny, and it kind of mixes
You're
people
just
up because
you're
when you're
just kind
doing
of
that,
waving your arms around like a crazy person at this point.
exactly, and that can really trick people because if they start reacting to it, it's like
Well, yeah, the
they're worried
animations
about
are
doing
just
that.
like can you do it again so we can see? Yeah, like that is crazy. Like you have no idea what's going to come out. Like it's just like, oh,
Yeah,
suddenly that's a super fast heavy. Oh, suddenly that's a super fast heavy again. Oh, here
yeah,
comes
and then
here
you
comes the zone attack, I guess. Wow.
exactly, and then you make sounds like ubba gubba ubba gubba.
Well, if you're in voice chat with your opponent, but yeah.
Yes, but
Okay.
yeah, and then just lastly, with the point of don't forgetting stuff, is use everything that there is to use.
Okay, so I have learned a lot of stuff at this point, but can you give us a little overview and your own opinions and views of the playstyle of the Peacekeeper? Like, what do you think is the Peacekeeper playstyle right now? What do you think it could be in the future? And what is your personal playstyle like?
Yeah, for sure. Peacekeeper's playstyle is hitting, running away, or just pressuring up close. She has some of the best games, mid-neutral games like this, right? And then
Yeah,
running away, and creating safe distances, and letting your stamina regen.
and then doing two dashes and being immediately in your face again. Yeah.
Exactly. The other thing is just putting pressure on someone. If they think they're safe, just get right up close to them and scare them. See what they're gonna do. If they react, yeah, you can do that. If they try to dodge away, you can guard break. So it's essentially the playstyle is like defensive, disengaging, but at the same time quite pressuring.
Okay, so would you say that that is your personal playstyle right now, or just in general her playstyle?
I would say that's both my playstyle and as well general playstyle because a lot of times you're not going to find peacekeepers that are always at this range right here, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing another peacekeeper, I'm going to want to go in, hurt you, and then I'm going to be like, okay, let me regen my stamina and let you come in on me, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then once you get too aggressive, I'm going to start attacking you as well.
So, what do you think is going to be kind of like the evolved Peacekeeper when, the game has been out for a little while? Obviously not like going into theory of what kind of like patches or changes might be, but what do you see the Peacekeeper being in the future if, like high level play continues using her?
Unfortunately, I think it's going to be quite a defensive playstyle just because she's got some of the fastest entries ever. Some of the fastest guard breaks ever, the
Don't
soft
kill me,
feint
please.
to guard break. These are the things that, like, yeah, she can do that, and then she can stay safe, but really she doesn't have to do anything. She can just wait for you. What are you going to do? And I just think it's going to be defensive playstyle.
Okay. That's pretty interesting actually. Isn't defensive playstyle kind of what pretty much all the classes are going for right now?
Yes, of course, but on top of that, when you have defense and punish on will or entry on will, this is why the Peacekeeper becomes so strong.
I can definitely see that. But if you had to play the Peacekeeper, say, against a class with a shield, do you see the playstyle changing up there a little bit compared to
Um,
where you don't have a shield?
yeah, like again, you just kind of want to do the damage. If they're playing defensive, you want to try to do the damage. You want to do those moves where you throw feints and enter just like you're doing there, or zone attack, and then see what they're gonna do. Um, but just be careful because when you're in a shield player's face too much, for example, the warlord, he can trade with you, and when he trades things with super armor, he can do a lot of damage, and that's where the defensive comes into effect.
I,
Why?
t
Why?
I take it the
Or
Peacekeeper doesn't want to trade at all with her health.
she doesn't want to trade at all with her health, and goes back to what I said earlier. Save all your, like get all the damage you can get in, but also be mindful of all your health and save all that. And yeah, if you do 1 or 2 hits and then see what they're gonna do, it's better because how can they make entries on you, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because you have all these dashes, you can just literally just dash back 2 times and dash back forward.
Yeah, and the only other exception to this is a Peacekeeper versus Peacekeeper fight, which which becomes quite interesting. But it's also still just about who's gonna kind of move first.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
It's
But then
about
again, the Peacekeeper moves a lot in general, doesn't she? Like, I mean, obviously in this place right here, we literally have like no obstacles. Like, we can do what we want. How do you differ your play style, when you have this much room compared to, for example, if you were fighting someone, like in a hallway or a smaller room?
right in a place with a lot of room like this. This is what you want. This is her advantage because of all these things: disengage and engage as well,
Yeah.
and all the entries and re-entries. When you're in a close place, you kind of want to be able to keep pressure on them, but don't get too aggressive. For example, if you're up against this wall behind me here,
Right.
and I'm playing against you there, I want to keep the pressure here and wait, see what you're gonna do,
Yeah.
and then maybe parry you as well. But again, you always have the rolls. Yeah, exactly.
I can just do this and be away. Yeah,
And we did it at the same time. Yeah.
yeah. All
So
right. So super mobile playstyle, defensive playstyle, and of course, I guess against, someone where you know that their defense isn't quite up to snuff, you can be very aggressive because she's just so fast. I mean, she is so fast. There's
yes,
there's
exactly.
some insane movement going on.
Exactly. And gauge what your opponent's doing. If they're parrying your entry lights, get in with the zone attack or do the one in the air and then get in. Um, get feint and attack and see if they'll reply. So feint and attack. Yeah, exactly. Get in with that move.
Nice. Okay. So you're definitely a big fan of the Peacekeeper playstyle, though, are you?
I am. I think that it puts you in a lot of positions where your heart starts racing and it's a challenge where you have to be on point with your moves. You have to hit the cancels. Things move fast. I enjoy that. I enjoy the challenge.
All right, so I feel that I have learned pretty much everything, except, like maybe your weird personal secrets about the Peacekeeper, but I really always need to ask this question, which I do for every class at the end of the video, which is, there are 11 other classes in the game at the recording time of this video, so could you give us your opinion on positive and negative class matchups for the Peacekeeper?
Okay, I'll start with the positive ones. Positive ones are, for example, players against or playing against Warden, where it might be easy to open up against that class, and then classes that don't have trading capabilities with super armor. I would say that's a positive, um, and some negatives I would say are other assassins, particularly Peacekeepers and Orochis, which are fast classes, right? They're also fast, so you have to be really careful not to take the damage when you don't need to, and dish them the damage when you can, chip them away. Another negative class or classes are some of the heavies, like Shigoki can be difficult because he has great trading potential and he has a lot of health, right? So if I go in and I'm trying to enter in on a Shigoki, and maybe I get 1 or 2 hits in, but he had decided to do an unblockable or another move with his super armor, or hit me and drain my stamina, I have to be really careful because now I'm at a disadvantage. I have to either get away or parry his moves, and he has a lot of interesting stuff that Shigoki can do. I think that Shigoki right now is a quite strong class, but he just needs some time to develop. Another example of that is Warlord. Warlord as well, like I said earlier, has trading capabilities with super armor, and the headbutt, which is also can be difficult to dodge. Um, Other than that, I think that's really it. I mean, assassins are kind of equal playing ground, like a Warden or a Valkyrie, Nobushi. Those guys, I would say, somewhat of an advantage to fight against. And then the negatives are some of the big guys.
What is your personal favorite matchup as the Peacekeeper against which class?
That's a tough question to answer. My personal favorite one are all the hard ones. I want to be
Right.
able to see if I can beat the hardest matchup, which sometimes feels like it's the Warlord, another Peacekeeper, maybe the Shigoki. I would need more time to fight them. Um, Orochis can be difficult. Those are the ones that I find are challenging
Mhm.
because you can be punished as well from a lot of those classes, and that's what I enjoy.
And with a heavy heart, it is once again the outro of the video. We have actually gone through every single thing that Durandal could tell us about the Peacekeeper. And Durandal, thank you so very, very much for your time. I have learned an immense amount about this class, and honestly, I have a newfound respect for it.
Oh, thank you for having me, and I'm glad I could join you guys.
Yeah, like it was really great that, you took time out of your day to record this video. At this point, would you like to maybe say a couple of words, give some wisdom on the way for any new Peacekeeper players or any, already kind of experienced Peacekeeper players out there who watch this video?
Yeah, for sure. One thing I would always say is never be scared in fights with a Peacekeeper. You have one of the fastest characters, right? Don't forget all of her moves either. Knowing these two things makes you kind of be able to adapt in any situation where you're up close, mid range, or long distance. If you find that you're kind of plateauing with some of the skill, then you can definitely look at her move set, look at this as a reference even, and see what things to add, whether it's feints or bleeds or guard break.
Hmm.
Other than that, just remember her health is not that much. She can any damage is going to be bad, right? So avoid that. And a lot of the times, playing safe and not too aggressive is the way to go, and just know when to be aggressive.
Nice. All right. Thank you for those words. Also, of course, one more time, people, please, please, please check out the For Honor Fight Club, which Durandal is yeah, you can see it right up there, which Durandal is actually the initiator of. They do very awesome videos where they go into really, really great detail on everything For Honor, it classes, the moves, and so on. Now, after this shameless plug, sadly, Durandal, even you have fallen into my trap and have revealed all your dirty secrets to me. So now you're useless to me.
I had to let him do that, guys. That would never have happened in a real duel.
Ha! Goodbye.